Oh, hi. Hey, is it? Geez, is it 2023 already? Goodness, I'm in the middle of like everything here. All right. Let me shower and clear off some space so I can make an update video really quick. All right, here we go. No, don't look at that. In fact, you know what? This video is short and sweet. Come here, come closer. We're having a little chat here. There you go. All right, you comfy? Let's chat. So the year of twos is over. 2022. In fact, we had Tuesday, which was February 22nd of 2022 on a Tuesday. I had 2 classes in both of my 2 semesters. I had 2 big injuries, and I released 2 videos the entire year. I mean, I guess technically 4, but 3 of them were in a series, so basically 2. I gotta be honest, this year has been one of the most unproductive years I've had in a long time. Like, to the point where old friends and people are coming home for Christmas and been like, hi, what have you been up to the past year? And for the first time that I can remember, I don't know how to answer. Like, I've just been doing, like, school and work and yeah. A few months ago, I talked with some people and had a few doctor's appointments, and I did officially get diagnosed with ADHD, which I suspected that I had ever since I was a kid, but having that verified, especially this late in life, has just kind of added this layer of realism to it that hasn't been there before. And like, I do own it. It's part of who I am, and I don't wish I didn't have it. But the past few months have just been really challenging as I'm figuring out how to navigate it and what to do with it. I'd also be lying if I said I'm not a little discouraged by the lack of views and subscribers that I've been getting on the channel. Like, I haven't even broken 900 subscribers in 2 years after skyrocketing to 850 in a few days. I mean, to be fair, it's not like I can't say it isn't for lack of no effort. Geez, what was that, like a quintuple negative? I haven't been uploading much or trying to please the algorithm, that's what I'm trying to say here. However, things are starting to look back up. 2022 was kind of a lull for me, but this spring I'm going into what I'm hoping is my last semester at college before graduating with an associate's in general engineering. I might need one more in the fall, but we'll see how it goes. So expect to not really see much from me until then, because I will definitely be focused on school. But after that, we are gonna be cooking around here because I have so much stuff that I'm in the middle of. For starters, let's address the obvious. I changed my brand name. I will from now on be referring to myself by my real name and not Fluffball the Wizard. If you've been here a while, you'll know this is not the first time this has happened. This channel was formerly Cloudkiller Koopa Troopa, which was a name I chose when I first joined in 2016, based on the username I chose for a different app having nothing to do with this, involving a long story that maybe I'll tell someday, I don't know. Point is, 2019 came around and I realized that this name was completely irrelevant. By then I was working at Chick-fil-A and my then soon-to-be girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, but still friends, started calling me Fluffball for obvious reasons. And I like the name and it stuck. A lot of people call me a wizard because of everything I do with technology and fixing and inventing things, so I came up with the name Fluffball the Wizard for my channel, and this was the name I had when Jazza did his video contest that year, which gave me most of the subscribers that I have today. Love you guys. But since then, I've come to the realization that Fluffball the Wizard still accurately describes my personality, but for anyone that doesn't know me personally, it could be kind of confusing because it doesn't describe my content at all. I toyed with some other names of varying levels of cleverness describing 1 or 2 types of my content, but while I do focus on engineering and music, I'm still really all over the map in this place, and I own that. Honestly, a lot of people in the YouTube maker community and music community just use their real name for their channel, like these awesome people here. here. And by the way, if you haven't heard of any of these people, definitely check them out. They're pretty cool. I will be keeping my Fluffball avatar as well as the general look and theme branding around here, so just changing the name. So, Davis Dirks, nice to meet you. Another thing you might notice is this video and the last one have been uploaded in 4K! Honestly, most of the shots don't take full advantage of this yet, but the ones that do look gorgeous. And also, YouTube tends to favor 4K videos apparently, so hopefully that'll help boost my visibility a little bit. In other news, a big goal that I have for this year is to finally upload my CAD models and code and music places that people can access them. A lot of you have been asking where you can find or buy the stuff that I make, and I would love to share it with you. I just haven't had the time to sort out the logistics of that. But all that will be coming very soon, I promise, so stay tuned. Also, I'm not sure where else to put this in the video, but I want to show you because it's super cool. So in last year's video, I mentioned I've been trying some special effects and experimenting with Blender, but this year, I finally dipped my toes into some real legit CGI stuff. For example, I took this video of my workbench just using my phone, and I had a little paper marker on the table which actually turned out to not be as useful as I thought it would be. In the future I should use multiple markers with much higher contrast, but I made it work. I got this nice 3D camera track out of it and put a little test graphic on the desk to see how well it would line up, and this is all the same clip that I just showed you, by the way, just with different stuff overlaid onto it. The word test on the desk there is not real. The next thing I put in was this cube to make sure the 3D stuff was working, and then I brought Blender into the mix and made a much better looking cube with that since I was able to recreate the basic filming environment and the lighting. And I showed this to some friends, and one of them suggested I make it into a Rubik's Cube. So I really went all out with that, creating the whole model from scratch, tweaking the normal map so the stickers get that kind of wavy reflection that you see in the real world. And I was really happy with how it turned out, but I didn't stop there. Now that I had a Rubik's Cube, I knew I had to try to animate it, and my original plan with this was going to be to use Blender's built-in bone structure tools and try to rig it, but turns out Rubik's Cubes are really hard to animate because with every single rotation, you're then changing the pivot point of all of the other sections. And so like the entire anchor structure for the cube is changed with every move, and that you just can't work with that. But did I let that stop me? Absolutely not. Actually, I still need this for visuals. I manually took every section and rotated it around the changing pivot points. I did the math, I interpolated back and forth between Euler coordinates and quaternions, I implemented physics on this thing, and when the animation was done, I even went back and recorded my own sound effects on this cube and lined them up to frame-perfect synchronization. I composited and color graded the whole thing in DaVinci Resolve and ended up with this absolute masterpiece. Oh, it's so good. I love how this turned out. I watched this on loop so many times because I love the result so much. This was meant to be a first test, like dipping my toes in, and I ended up with this incredible, like, oh my goodness. Like, not to toot my own horn here, but like, in fact, I sent this out to a few forums and friends just to show it off, and unexpectedly, I got like 4 job offers from it, with like people that wanted to hire me for some quick animations or effect shots. So that was fun. Anyway, that's that. The final thing that I'll kind of leave you guys with a teaser of is last year I finally got a MacBook, mainly to use for my music stuff, and I've also been using it for a bunch of other things. But this year, after 4 years of planning and saving, lots of saving, I'm finally building my very first PC, totally from scratch, and it is going to be a beast. I need to finish the work table before I can do that, but that's getting really close, and oh my gosh, I am so excited to have a machine that can handle all of this super complex stuff that I want to throw at it. Also, one more just little FYI about the name change. That does mean all my handles have changed on everything as well. So I will now be at Davis Dirks on pretty much everything: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and if you'd like to support me on Patreon, I've changed my name over there as well. So head over to patreon.com/DavisDirks, and I appreciate anything you can contribute. Every dollar counts, and as you can see, looking back at just the past year or two of your support, it will come right back at you in the form of better content. Also, I keep telling you guys I've been working on a website, but that's another thing I've kind of set aside this past year, but hopefully I can pick that up again soon, and it might have something to do with where my CAD and code files go. But in the meantime, if you do have like a business inquiry or something, you can reach me at davisdirks@gmail.com. I just made that email address specifically for such a purpose, and that should be visible somewhere on the channel in like about or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, that's the short and sweet update for this year, so thanks for joining me in this little more intimate style of chat video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you've made it this far, and until the next one, make something, sing something, and hug someone. Have a great year, guys! Boost my visibility. Boost my visibility. I've been trying to build. My original plan was this. Did I let that stop me though? But did I let that stop me? Stop me? Absolutely not. That stopped me? Stop me? Oh, I got spots in my eyes.